Hey, I'm Sarah Harmer at the Greenbelt Harvest Picnic. You're watching JUNO TV.
What's the first thing that springs to your mind when I say, tell me about being raised on a farm? Like, when you were small and you were raised on a farm with your brothers and sisters, what's the first thing that pops to your mind when I ask you to talk about it?
I kind of wanted to be raised with a convenience store down the street. I was like jonesing to have a dog that I could put on a leash and actually, you know, or jog. I'm like, I wish I could jog on the sidewalk and go into the corner store. So no, otherwise it was gorgeous. Like it's really nice. I had a lot of siblings, so we made our own fun. My parents had to drive us everywhere. I had some friends on the road, so I could, you know, go down to my friend's place, but it's beautiful. It still is. It's a beautiful spot.
When along the way did the environmental and social activism really start to take hold and be something that you wanted to have a voice in?
I mean, I think I learned about different issues and things that were happening through being a musician and having people kind of say, hey, can you donate this song to this CD, or can you play this benefit? So I learned a lot from other musicians, other community groups, just as a kind of side support, you know? But then really it was the most direct experience with me when I found out that a big industrial quarry wanted to go in on top of Mount Nemo on the escarpment, which is, you know, a UNESCO World Biosphere Reserve. I knew that land really, really well, and I kind of knew that not a lot of other people did, so I wanted to speak for it, you know, and find out a lot more about the fish and the salamanders and the birds and stuff. And so that's when I really like went whole hog. And I kind of wasn't interested in music for a while and was just like super nerding out over policy reports and, you know, environmental assessments and stuff.
Let me just jump topics for a moment if I can.
Please. Blinds. No, please turn.
No, just because, you know, you talked about, you know, music, and you do have such a rich history of what you've given us and what you've seen, not only from what you did with Weeping Towel, but I would like to ask you, because I can hear Gord Downey's voice behind us right now. Tell me what you remember the most about being 13 and 14 years old and seeing the Hip playing in empty bars. Because you saw that.
I did. I feel really privileged. When I was 16, my sister Mary was good friends with these guys. She had an apartment in Toronto, and they would use it as a crash pad when they were on tour in Ontario. And they were playing places. They played Hamilton. Oh God, I can't remember. There was a lot of staircases in the place. I can't remember what it was called, but there were, you know, 9 people there. I saw them play all over the place. Kincardine and, you know, Wasaga Beach and Sabo Beach, and they were playing stuff like by Van Morrison and them, and they were playing all these good early rock and roll tunes, and I had never seen rock and roll that close. I'd never seen that much sweat flying off of a lead singer. And I was also underage in a bar. That was really exciting. Yeah. The Hip were like quite huge to me as far as they were more than guys. They were kind of I idolized in my mind when I was a teenager. Did you
feel like that shaped your path a little bit as a musician, seeing that?
For sure. I moved to Kingston. I had 3 sisters that had gone to Queens, but also I just loved the town, and I came from a farm, so I wanted to be somewhere where I could walk around and, you know, and yeah, definitely their music, I hear early stuff and I'm like, oh yeah, I was listening to a lot of the Hip back then. For sure. Now their music has really inspired me.
So what about new music? What's happening?
What's happening? Well, I've kind of been slowly working on some recordings and a bunch of songs that my friends have written that I love, that I'm covering, and some new songs. I've just been like super molasses slow on it.
But it's still a big part of your life. You're just nothing to release at the moment.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a new record out in the next year, and I wanna play shows and tour and try to really focus on that.
But you're going to try to find a balance between these 2 loves you have, this activism and the music. Maybe is this what you're pushing towards more?
Definitely. You know, I mean, I think everybody has an opportunity to get vocal about things they love, and you know, there are so many threats right now that we have an obligation as Canadians. I mean, our reputation on the world stage on environmental issues is in the toilet. You know, we can't be proud of that. We can't rest on the laurels of things that our grandparents and our parents' generations got for us, like, you know, known as peacekeepers and really, you know, multicultural and all these great kind of big-hearted, long-term policy thinking initiatives. I mean, we've really strayed from a lot of that within the last 10 years, I would say. So I think there's a lot of opportunity, but I want to really use my music to try to participate as a citizen.